Well, still talking about strike, but now in the education sector, the Academic Staff Union of Universities has given the government a 14-day ultimatum warning of a total and indefinite strike if its demands for revitalizing universities and improving staff welfare are not met. ASU President Chris Piwana disclosed this to the Sunday. River State have reacted differently.
The same for others coming up, my juniors behind me. One course I'll do for 4 years, I'll now use 10 years. I'll use 10 years for it.
No. People warriors. Yeah, they have not started yet. At least we'll finish exam before they start.
You know they affect our school. Only they do the ask you, then I know they affect our school like that.
While still on strike, now from the home front, the River State chapter of the Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees says workers across all 23 local councils will start a 7-day warning strike today, Tuesday. Union Chairman Clifford Poole told our correspondent the action is to protest what he calls the refusal of Emoha Council Chairman Chidi Lloyd to pay some staff members who were reinstated by Governor Siminalayi Fubara. Poole says those workers had been receiving their salaries since their reinstatement and wonders why they are suddenly being denied payment. He adds that if the issue is not resolved by the end of the warning strike, workers may embark on an indefinite strike.
We are embarking on this strike because the executive chairman of Emoha local government vehemently topped the salary of over 300 workers in Emoha local government. You all agree with me that throughout this period, over 300 workers were denied salaries over months. And the governor of River State graciously recalled them back. And even his predecessor, as governor administrator, has been paying them this salary for up to even July, only for him to assume office now. He said he's not going to pay them again. And we said, no, they are our members.
But the chairman of Emoha local government area, Dr. Chidi Lloyd, is pushing back against claims that Governor Siminalayi Fubara reinstated some people as staff members of the council. Dr. Lloyd told our correspondent Mekotoka that genuine workers are not owed salaries, and he insists those protesting have never been employees of the council.
They show me the document where the governor says it should be reinstated, and Chidi Lloyd will not have a problem with implementing what the governor says. It will be reinstated. It will be employed them. Because what you reinstate is what was there and was illegally removed. What will shock you is that between March 2024 and now that we came back, over 500 names have found their way into the nominal role. Local government chairman can come and decide to empower certain people and pay monthly. The people now confuse themselves that they have become staff, and that is not it. There is a procedure for employment.
He challenged them to bring documents to prove their claims and says anyone who feels entitled to salaries should formally rise to the council with evidence instead of taking to the street. Away from strikes, some stakeholders are downplaying the absence of top politicians at the River State government Thanksgiving service to mark Nigeria's 65th independence anniversary. They warn that the absence should not be given too much political meaning. A lawyer and activist in Port Harcourt, Chatham, Thierry Wala, told our reporter, Soebi Oruwari, that such speculation is common because of the kind of democracy practiced in River State.
This issue ordinarily shouldn't have been an issue, but because of the type of system we have run and the type of democracy we have run in this country, that's why we're making it look like an issue. And we must first of all understand that the legislature is different from the executive and that their lineup of activities and role in the state is also different. They are not under certain obligations to attend every executive function. But we have run the state in such a way that for every government appointee must attend all government functions.
Thierry Wala explained that there is no law that forces lawmakers or local government chairmen to attend state event. Also speaking, peace advocate Obinna Ibogidi says attending government event is not what brings peace in River State. He argues that what is important is for Governor Siminalayi Fubara and the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Martin Amehule, to come together and show unity to other politicians.
It is not enough to hold positions of power. The real test of leadership is the ability to rise above ego, partisanship, and personal interest for the sake of peace and the collective good. What our state needs urgently is settlement, stability, and focus on development, not endless distractions. So I strongly appeal to both Governor Fubara and Right Honorable Martin Samiole to urgently do the needful, to sit, to dialogue, and to chart a path that secures peace without conditions.
Mr. Ibogidi also advised journalists to help promote peace in the state by being mindful of how they report events. The paramount ruler of Mbiama community in Nahuda West, His Royal Highness Octavius Smith Silvanus, says the rising level of the Orashi River after recent heavy rains is a major threat to his people. In an interview with our correspondent in Kachinwusu, the monarch explained that farmers are already turning to early crop cultivation in response to the situation.
About 4 days now that it's raining. Orashi River is coming, everywhere is becoming full. So I'm talking the river bank now has filled up with cassava and other crops. Yes, in the River Bank, when you get there, you see how people are harvesting cassava. So I'm talking tomorrow is the market, Indiama market, and most of the cassava, they are getting spoiled. The cassava don't always sustain by the water. So after some days, you now see the cassava will now start either rotting and all the rest.
Ibogidi also advised journalists to help. Now, the paramount ruler appealed to Governor Siminalayi Fubara to work with traditional rulers in providing support to flood victims in the area.
We are suffering on flooding, and him also should also please put what the government will do. They should also translate it direct to even the traditional ruler, so that the first class can also transact it to the traditional ruler, so that I think it will go around to the farmer also.
Still to come, we'll tell you that the DSS has finally made good its threat to sue activist Omole Sowore. To stay with us.
To thrive in a fast-changing world.
Now, the federal government has declared Wednesday, October 1st, a public holiday to mark Nigeria's 65th independence anniversary. Interior Minister Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo made the announcement in a statement today, congratulating Nigerians at home and abroad. He urged citizens to uphold the spirit of unity and resilience that has sustained the country since 1960. Meanwhile, Information Minister Mohammed Idris says this year's independence celebration will be low-key. He made this known at the Pre-Independence World Press Conference in Abuja. Now, the federal government has cancelled the parade earlier scheduled to mark Nigeria's 65th Independence Day anniversary on Wednesday, October 1st. The announcement was contained in a statement signed by the Director of Information and Public Relations, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Shegu Imohi. The last year will proceed as scheduled. The Nigerian Education Loan Fund says the application portal for the 2024/2025 academic session will officially close today, Tuesday. The managing director of NELFund, Akintunde Sawyer, disclosed this at a news conference in Abuja on Monday. Mr. Sawyer said this was to allow the fund to conclude processing of pending applications and upkeep payment. He also announced timelines for the 2025/2026 academic cycle in line with its mandate to expand access to higher education through interest-free student loans. Now, as the world marks Heart Day, some Port Harcourt residents say they check their heart condition every year, but complain that the cost is too high. In an interview with correspondent and researcher George Will, they explained that one ECG alone cost more than 100,000 naira, while a full body test covering the kidney, liver, and heart is even more expensive. Now, have a listen to this.
As a common Nigerian man, we are not always serious on health issues, except when we break down before we start running to hospital. I'm one of the victims. Yeah, their awareness is very good. It's very obvious that majority of the people that are walking around the streets are not just checking their health system. It is only when we break down before we can be rushed to the hospital, which is not too good.
I've not really think about it because I have not gotten such sign.
I do it every year, yes. It's expensive now. The last time I did this was 100 and something thousand. What I general heart check and kidney and the rest was 100 and something thousand. So how many people can afford it?
As you may know, World Heart Day is marked on September 29 every year. A controversial activist, Samuel Shawari, has arrived at the Federal High Court, Abuja, ahead of the charges against him by the Department of State Services. Shawari arrived at the courtroom with a retinue of his followers to take his plea of guilty or not guilty. Shawari and two others are alleged to have made false posts. President Bola Tinubu allegedly to cause a breakdown of law and order in the country. The criminal charges filed on Tuesday, September 16, 2025 at the Federal High Court in Abuja list X Incorporation and Meta as two other defendants. In business, the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission NIPC says Nigeria has attracted $19.92 billion worth of investment signals in the second quarter of 2025, indicating a sharp increase of 208. Tuesday approved the sale of the stadium to the city's two football giants, Inter and AC Milan, for 197 million euros. The clubs had threatened to abandon the city had the sale not been approved.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
Rescuers are racing to pull dozens of students and workers from under the rubble of a school building that collapsed in East Java, Indonesia. 3 people have been killed and 99 others hospitalized, some of them with critical injuries. Officials said the death toll may rise. At least 38 others, many of them teenage boys, remain trapped under the Al-Kozini Islamic boarding school in the East Java town of Sidoarjo. Now, they had gathered for prayers when the building gave way on Monday.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
That's news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major headlines. You heard that the meeting between Pengasen and Dangote has ended in a deadlock. We told you that Petro One has dismissed fears of fuel increase in River State amid employees in River State over refusal of MOHA Council chairman to pay. Some warn against the absence of top politicians at River's Thanksgiving service on the foreign scene. 3 people died, dozens others trapped. School in Indonesia collapsed on students. The news was edited by Onyekachi Musu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyeli. Many thanks for listening.